Good afternoon. I'm going to give you guys just a second for you guys that are on the bid site. You guys can see it. Hello. For you guys that'll be on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to give you just a second to hop on before I get started with my introductions before we get started with the clinic. Of course, for those of you that are on the bid site, you guys know where we are. We are in Ashland, Ohio. For you guys on Facebook and YouTube, thank you for hopping on with us. We're in Ashland, Ohio at the American Haflinger Registry sale. This is the clinic that will start before the preview today. All of the horses that are going to be featured in the clinic are all in the sale. We have hip numbers 1, hip number 11, hip number 36, hip number 38. And I don't think you guys can hear her. Hold on just a second. Let me get some more volume. This is pick number 1. It's the first horse with 8 riding. And next is 11, 17, 32, 36, 38. So these little, I don't know any of these horses better, right? So me getting to know them as well. We can all start off with walk along direction. We have kind of varying training stages of these horses. So I know some of the riders just ride first time. So it's a good representation. And we're going to just work through pretty much like starting off like basics of lateral work. We kind of decided to make that the topic. And then each horse will kind of show you where they're at as far as the lateral work goes. I'm just going to walk around a lot. They're all pretty warmed up, it looks like, but if you want to go ahead around, if you want to do another little trot around while I'm just kind of explaining what we're going to do, that will work. And of course.
Okay, excuse me, Andrew, we got to mix up. I think these microphones bring on these standing.
Give them just a second. They're getting some volume up for you guys. Hold on. So this is the clinic part. The preview, we will actually take this down. The preview will start after the clinic stops. So this is the first part of everything today. This is the clinic. Like I said, everything that's in the ring will be in the sale tomorrow. We have hip numbers 1, 11, 36, 38, 32, and 17. They're working on getting the mic where you guys can hear her. You guys can hear the clinician, and then after the clinic is over, then we will take this part down and we'll come back with the preview, and you guys can hop back on it too. But I just wanted to be able to have you guys to watch both if you wanted.
Let's check 1, 2. Okay, there we go. I'm not turned on 2. It's not really hot, but I'm on.
Check. Yeah, it is kind of quiet.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
Turn them up just a hair.
Run.
If I have to push like this for 3 hours, I'll probably get turned on.
So we're going to work on, some of my riders that are going to be kind of already, but different horses. With different horses, let's just start off with that. We're going to start off with like basics of lateral work, which is really important for all horses, not just for some horses. Not only suppling exercises, but also strengthening exercises. In your dressage, you don't have a lot of, different things that we can use, like, jumpers use gymnastics and different things to make the horses stronger. So we have to use a lot of lateral work. And the biggest thing that I always tell everybody is, the lateral work is a tool, it's not like a destination. Somebody's going to say, oh, my horse isn't that level. To show, at a horse show, I should be doing X, Y, and Z, and I should be doing shoulder in. because my horse is a first level horse. But really, all horses should be doing some sort of lateral work because it makes them stronger, supple, it makes all their gaits, improve. So once a horse is, trained to get on the bit, go forward, straight, steer, all those things, we want to start teaching them to move off of our leg sideways, basically, in the most, simple terms. And it's really never too soon to do that, in my opinion. So we're going to just start off and just kind of checking with like a leg yield, which is pretty much the precursor to all lateral work. We will get organized here. I'll explain how I want you guys to start. We'll do it in a trot. And basically the introduction of the leg yield, when I don't know a horse or a rider, I always have you come off the wall using longer sides. Come off the wall out to where I'm standing and leg yield out towards the wall. So if the horse is greener, it makes the most sense. They kind of drift out towards the rail naturally. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. So we'll get, a couple sets of leg yielding in this direction and a couple sets of leg yielding the other way. And then we'll start adding, maybe a little more complicated or
Again, everybody at home,
exercises.
thank you for hopping on with us today. We are in Ashland, Ohio
So
at the American Haflinger Registry Spring Sale. This is the clinic portion. The preview will start later this afternoon at 2 o'clock. All of the horses that are in the clinic today are all in the sale. The ones that are in the clinic are hit numbers 1, 11, 36, 38, 32, and 17.
If they, charge through the reins, or try to get a little too strong, where I will slow them down, but I'd like them to still be going somewhat forward. So forward is relative, to each horse. You want them moving forward, not sucking back and getting stuck when you go to put your leg on. So I'm just going to watch over here on the next set and just try to catch everybody. And if you need a little room, you can make a circle. Good. Good. So I would just use a little more inside rein on that horse on 17. Just make him look to the inside, look towards away from the wall. And on Kathy, on your horse, try using some circles to, if he starts to pull on you, to do a circle, and then get that bend. Yeah. And there, your hind end is just getting ahead of the shoulders too much. We'll see your leg yield on the next ball, okay? You can do it. And shorten your reins up a little bit. You can make a circle if he gets a little strong. Good. Use your left hand. That was pretty good. You can do that again on the next one. Who have I missed? Okay. So we'll just do a few more. And the big thing is like not every single one has to be perfect. That's better. But the repetition of the exercise should make them more supple. And that was a good correction when he, kind of tried to pull on the reins. And on Dan, right? I'd like to see your horse just go a little more forward, a little bit bigger trot, and see if he can go sideways a little bit better. That's good. And then if he gets strong, try circle first at the end. And see if you just turning him will make him softer. Good. Yeah. The big thing with the Western horses is just making sure you're not crossing, for this exercise, not crossing their hind legs too much. I want them to actually step underneath themselves and not cross their hind legs and send their haunches too far ahead. We can change direction too, do the other way. Some of these horses are young, and some of these horse and rider combos are new to each other, so this is kind of an easy exercise just to see how you can get along, which direction the horse is stronger, or easier to move off of. You just circle if you can, it's just a mistake. It's the next can. Good job. Just keep your reins shorter. Okay, there you go. Good. Just do the same thing this way, just checking with this side of your body, make sure that they're moving over. Good, that's better. Yeah, that, the 32 hip number horse, that was much better because he wasn't crossing his hind legs. His inside hind leg came up underneath him. I'm just trying to make sure I see it. Yeah, that's much better. And just that little bit more trot helps him be able to do that. Get used to all the crowds. Good. And just make sure he stays basically parallel to the rail. You can make a circle if you need a little more room. Okay. Good, that's better, happy. And again, if they get a little strong, you can try a circle or stop if they get a little strong. Because the younger one, it's like you teach them to go forward off your leg, and then all of a sudden you lay your leg on, and they're like, well, what? I need to go forward? No, I need to go sideways. That's better. So let's have the two Western horses and Mary's horse, 11. We're going to just make the leg yields a little bit more difficult. We'll come up the center and leg yield out off of one leg or another. The other horses can walk for a minute. So you'll actually want to go, more sideways than you've been able to go up the forward. So if you go back to the trot and just come up the center, and you can leg yield out off your left or right leg. Just because I think it would be good to show that these horses are a little more advanced in them. Good. Just remember, especially with the Western horse versus, what we're looking for with this type of exercise, you don't want to disengage the hind end too much. You want to actually engage. Good. And if he, is thinking canter, a circle will help. Good. That's good. Good. That's it. Good. All right, so the next phase of lateral work for dressage is shoulder in. And it's actually quite easy. I would say shoulder in is the beginning of all things because you can really help your horse get stronger, but also improve their gaits quite a bit, especially in the trot. And that one just has a little bit too much neck and keep his neck a little straighter. So we're going to move to the shoulder in. Some of these horses, it might be difficult for them a little bit. If you find it's difficult, go back to the leg yield because that's your simplest exercise. But I teach shoulder in along the wall, so I use the rails a lot. So shoulder in, we're all going the same direction. So we'll all go to the right to start. Shoulder in, you're going to line his or her inside hind leg up with her outside front. So you're basically going to turn the shoulders in off the track, and then the hind end stays on the track. So you want this inside hind leg to come up underneath the center of the horse's gravity. So when that leg is like that, you're loading that inside hind leg, you're strengthening that inside hind leg. That's good. And that's the purpose of the exercise. So it's stretching the outside of the body, compressing the inside, and loading that inside hind leg. So it's important that you do them on both directions, so you make both hind legs strong. But you'll find, if one direction is their weaker side, you may do more on that side. So I always kind of say this is like the horse's strength training, just trying to build muscle up over your back. Good. Sometimes with this horse, he just gets a little bit too much of his neck in. And you don't want it to be a neck in, you want it to be where the shoulders actually move. If you can't get the angle, make a small circle like that ends in front of me, like about 2 meters circle. Good job. You got it. Good. And so if I was standing in front or behind you, I would only see 3 limbs. And this is just, all horses need to be shoulder a lot. Good. He's actually quite good. Can't get that. And when you feel like you got a good walk, we can do that in the trot. And, I always say to everyone, like, people want to overcomplicate dressage. It's really not complicated. It's just a lot of these simple exercises just done over and over and over again. And if you do it right, they build up and then you have more of the advanced movements. But shoulder in is really like the big building block for having a strong horse, whether it's a dressage horse or anything. All right, then we're ready to trot. Again, if they get strong because they're confused about the leg, circle, or halt. If they struggle with the shoulder in, go back to the leg, like when he came off the rail there a little bit, I would just like yielded and back out and then gone back to it. Just so you're always, the rule is, if I put my leg on, move away from it. And if it's too hard in the trot for any of the ones that have never done this, just go back to the walk. That's pretty good. And that created a little more cadence in his trot. It was really nice. All right, are you ready to try it in the trot? So it's inside leg, inside rein. Shorten those reins up. Don't overcomplicate it by trying to use too much outside leg, because that's going to be confusing, especially when there's a rail here. And shoulder in will really help your canter as well. Like, you put in the work here, the trot, doing the shoulder in. And it'll just, all that strength training will really help your canter too, especially. You want to feel in the shoulder in, if you're doing it right, that the horse softens the inside rein, like where you could let go of it and they don't escape you. And if you're having any trouble, just go back to an exercise that you know that the horse can do, like circles or leg yields, inside leg. There you go. Good. Good. Yeah. And it's just that last little bit, making sure he just doesn't go against you when you, And then we can go the other way when you guys are ready too. He's quite good at that. Have you been doing shoulder ins on it? Yeah. All right, so we'll go the other way. And if you need with him to just work like off the rail, don't feel like you can't change where you're riding. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna make a quick announcement. We are no longer, we're not on the same channel anymore. I made a change on the microphones. And one thing I'm not sure, it's not a problem today because we don't talk intermittently. One of us might have an override on the other one, but I'm gonna pretty much I'm gonna shut mine off again. But we're no longer on the same channel.
Okay. All right. So if your horse needs a break, you can take it. Otherwise, we'll go back to the trot and Let's see a leg yoke on this one again. Remember the leg yoke? Yep. Turn a little early. Good. Hands down. You're going to use your inside rein. Good job. And Deb, you can just like try to go for shoulder 4. So shoulder 4, for instance, is like the beginning of shoulder. And like if you're on a green one that really doesn't quite get the angle, that's okay. It's just get that shoulder to move a little bit. So you're going to actually aim that inside hind leg up in between the space of their front feet. I always make like thread a needle, like just aim that leg up in between the footfalls of the front feet. And that can be built upon over time where you get more of an angle. If you just try to get the angle to get the angle, but you don't have the horse connected, or you lose your trot rhythm, or they, get mad at you, it's not gonna help. They need to go with pretty much like how Kathy's horse is going, where they're kind of going in that good cadence, whatever is a good normal forward trot for them. Doesn't have to be fast, just moving. Good. Yeah. Good, that's better. And then the whole point of this exercise is not just to do it over and over and over again with no results. So you have a horse, good job, that's pretty good. If you have a horse that's a little stiff, and you do the shoulder in and they struggle down the long side, but then you come out of the corner and you have a little bit better trot, even if it's just a little tiny bit that you can feel, then you're doing something right. If you do exercise and it's making everything worse, you need to take a step back and then come back to it. We'll just do a couple more and we'll do a little walk break. And I mean, with this horse, I would just like to see him flex his nose like in just a little bit, like just his face, not his neck. And when I say in, like towards the left, yeah, that's better. Good. And it is probably a little more rein contact, than he's used to. But you can still ride him with a pretty light rein. But just getting that little bit more through, I call it throughness or suppleness, like right around his jaw. There you go. Good. Yeah. And then he struggles, and that's okay. Yeah. But when he gives that last little bit, it'll really improve his neck carriage. All right, we'll give them a little walk break. So I'd like to probably, let's see, we'll take a short walk break. I think pretty much everybody, this horse might not yet, we can try a little hunches in. And like the hunches in, again, just if they can't get the full angle of the haunches in, they are just respecting your leg and moving off your leg a little bit. That's all you need, like if they haven't learned this before. And again, if it's something they really struggle with, don't do it just for sake of moving them around. Go back to an exercise they're confident about, and then try it. So haunches in is the next step in lateral work. So the horse goes on a straight line, and the haunches come in off that line. So that's why I like to use the wall, just so the reference line is clear, so that we're not riding out here in free space, and then the horse really isn't doing it true haunches in. So they have to stay bent to the inside, and good, there you go. So that right hind leg is lining up with the inside front. So just as with the shoulder in, you're loading the one leg over the other hind leg. And if you can, Mary, try to make him look to the left. Because he'll probably, he's looking out too. And if you have a horse that decides they want to swoop at something, their haunches in is always going to do it more. But, so you want them to be curved like a circle, slight circle to the inside. Good. Yeah. And you're loading that right hind leg up underneath the body and stretching that side at the same time. So it's like we're strength training and stretching them in a different way.
Like we're trying to make a band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll let him do it at the walk a little. And Deb, I wouldn't worry like about his neck too much. Just get him like even if you were thinking turn on the forehand for a second. Yep, and just get him to step over, and then once he does like a couple steps, let him go straight. Do it again. Let him go straight. Do it again. And so that he starts to realize all you want him to do is just tip his hind end in. Good. Very good. And if they are ignoring that leg and you can't get them to move over, you just do like a leg yield in. So that you're reiterating, hey, when I put my leg on, please step over. Good. And then once you get a good few steps, let them walk straight. Because even though this is really simple, you are, loading that hind end. You're strengthening it. And, you don't want them to get a cramp or whatever. Good. Yeah, just a little more forward. Just walk in the front end to keep walking. Good. Good. There you go. Just get those couple steps, then be like, good boy, walk. And he's so short coupled. It's a little harder for horses that are short coupled to do this part. And the big thing is they can do it, but it doesn't feel dramatic to the rider too. So don't go for like really feeling the haunches all the way over there. Because if his hind end is so far over, then the engine of the horse isn't really pushing the horse in the direction that it's supposed to be going anyway. All right, let's do that at the trot. If anyone's comfortable doing that. If you lose it, then go back to the walk. So shoulder in and haunches in are introducing third level dressage. But again, like I said at the beginning, I always tell everyone that that's plenty of angle. Happy always like too much there at the end. Lateral work is not a destination, it's a tool. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I mean, he doesn't have the neck right, but he is pushing his haunches in very slightly, but he's trying.
I'd like to make a quick announcement here. I'm Lonnie Slaybaugh, and thanks for putting on the clinic. I might quickly tell you a little bit. Over to my right, kind of the youngest rider, that's lot number 1. That is Wyatt. He's a 9-year-old, just broke. I don't know if this dressage training might be all new to him, but that's my granddaughter, Deborah. Eva Marie Slaybaugh. And then her mom, Deborah's right here in front of me. And this is a horse. They needed another horse. He's lot number 38. And it's actually my son Dennis's horse. They needed another horse to come in there. Deborah has never ever been on his back. 38-year-old. He is just a 3-year-old. He's a 3-year-old with this is all new to him, but he's got the best of brains. He's got like an 8-year-old brain in his head. He's really a good horse. And then the far right, the horse with a power up ahead down in the black dress. That's my daughter Mary. That's lot number 11. That's a wizard son. He's kind of a powerhouse. If somebody would put him in dressage and working, he's a lot of class, he's got good confirmation, but he's a powerhouse. Right here coming at me here in the darker blue dress, this is Kathy Miller. She's got a Paul Rukoff consignment, lot number 36. Lester and Kathy got a couple of these geldings ready for Paul and Sue Rukoff. They got them right from the breeders. They raised them, that's my understanding, I think. And Paul and Sue got 2 geldings in the sale, and Lester and Kathy are taken care of. Then the lot number 32, that's the straw hat that's up ahead. Lot number 32, that's a Daniel and Deborah Hewitt consignment. That's a 3-year-old. Deborah, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's a 3-year-old, lot number 32. 4, he is a 4-year-old. Okay, that's a 4-year-old. One up ahead here, it's the far end of the ring, but that's a 4-year-old. That is a pretty boy, right? That's pretty cool. And then I think I've got, okay, Leroy Yoder, right now he's going past the door down the far side, the other straw hat. That is lot number 23. 17. Yeah, he's right after the news mares, the team of mares that are for sale. Lot number 17 is what it is Leroy Yoder's, he's going to consignment. I realize his auction's kind of been not going for about 5 years, but good to see him back with a quality gelding. How old is he, Leroy? He's a 6-year-old. He's a 6-year-old gelding of lot number 17. So I think I'm going to turn it back over to you, and you can go ahead.
So what I'd like to do, is kind of split you guys up so you're not all trying to canter at the same time, but I would like to see a little bit of a canter. Lateral work can really help your canter. I'm assuming a couple of these horses will be able to do a little bit of that. Just helps with your collection. I'd say I can volunteer who wants to go first. All right, there's one. We can probably have one or two of you go at once, or you can want to go up in front here. Go whichever way is better for you to start, and just want to see how you set yourself up. So when I don't know a horse, I like to watch a little bit. So I'm going to watch for a minute. You're okay. Yeah. All right. But I like to watch for a minute. I don't like to make assumptions. I like to see the horse's strengths and weaknesses and just try to come up with an idea to help them be better. Just try a leg yield out off your inside leg to get the lead. There you go. Go from that. Or a turn. Good. All right. So you can go ahead and bring it back to the trot for a minute. And again, keep this horse is really powerful. Let's, I do like the leg yield out. And then try to get the canter while you're still going a little sideways. Good. Good. And on this horse, I'd like you to almost try to push his haunches in a little bit while you're cantering. There you go. Good. And the reason why I'm saying that is he just kind of wants to lean in on you a little bit. So if you can pick his shoulder up a little on the inside and just ever so slightly push the haunches in. Not enough to confuse him, just the idea. There you go. Yeah. Good. And then Mary, you come back to the trot. And this horse, your horse, I would do a ton of transitions. So transitions are another way to strengthen the horse. We're talking about lateral work, but making the transitions in and out of the gate continually will load the hind end, lighten the front end with every transition that's done correctly. So if, because that horse does have a lot of power, Mary, bring it back before you, lose it, and then go back to the canter again and repeat until it just becomes easier. Look, go the other way. But having that little feeling idea of lateral work, even when you're going straight, so it's like the diagonal aids is what they call it, the inside leg to outside ring. But that idea of kind of capturing them up between your seat and your hand every step and little releases of it, not like a full-on leg yield, not a full-on shoulder in, but feeling like you can, that's better, get the parts of the horse to kind of move left or right when you need to. Yeah, just think pushing out. So him, lift his shoulder up, push his haunches in a little bit. Good, that's better. Good. Because then you have the hind end underneath him, coming underneath and pushing his shoulders out of the way. And he's not pulling himself along. Good. Good. And make a transition. Yeah, come to trot. You're good. Leg heel down, circle if you will, strong. Good. That's better. Good. And you can go ahead and switch to another two here before you guys all get tired standing there. But so when they're cantering, that outside hind leg is the leg that's pushing the horse first. So you have to make sure that that leg is not leaving the equation here, like where it's swinging out, swinging too far in. You want to make sure it's coming up underneath the middle of the horse. So these are the two greener horses, correct? Yeah. Or young. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good job. That's good. Same thing, however much contact he can handle, and then just right now it's just the name of the game is just organizing the gates. Good job. Good. Good. And so these horses, as they get more experience, and again they haven't been doing dressage, they will get a little bit more supple. Good job. And then we've got two more, right? Yeah. Yeah. You guys want to go the other way, you can. And with this guy, again, just like this, I would do a lot of transitions and just slowly develop his ability to take the contact more and balance. He's not ready for lateral work in the canter yet, but he can do the work as far as transition. Just being, going when asked, coming back when asked. And he has a really nice hind end, and he's going to be able to do all of this stuff really easily. And if you have trouble with that, just remember that posting on the wrong diagonal thing to get him to kind of rock it into the canter. And use a little side right. And if he's tired, it's fine. Yeah, you gotta get your other knee there to go. All right. And that idea of pushing him over off your inside leg, if you want to try that, but don't get him trapped on the wall, because then he's going to take the wrong lead. And yes. And I wouldn't, there you go. And I don't ever, honestly, they have to learn their leads, but I don't ever fault them for taking the wrong lead if they're going when I ask. It's just, then you go back to what we were talking about with the homework, with moving them off here inside, like getting that suppleness and you just striking off whenever you want. Last two here. And it's nice to see, within this breed, there's like lots of different types in here. You can see, this horse, I'm sure you can do a lot of things, but he definitely would make a really nice dressage horse. And even this horse in Western Tap would make a beautiful dressage horse. Just take your time, give him a little more forward in the trot. He's standing, wake him back up, maybe do one leg heel. Good. So again, I just want to watch them just for a second. And with this horse, again, just think push his haunches in just a little bit. Yeah, good.
try to like line all the parts of the train, that's good. And so, the big thing when you're cantering, when you're trying to move the haunches in, the only time that you're going to be able to move those haunches in is when the hind legs are off the ground. So you can use your outside leg on 17 horse. You can use your outside leg now, good, now. So when you're up, and you just give a little touch with your spur, your leg, and just remind him to not swing his haunches back. Good, that's better. And I think this will help, with your collection, organize that canter a little bit. Yep, good. If it slows down a little, it's okay. That's good. Yeah, you just say now, good. And then if you can, just get a little rounder in the contact, his neck a little lower, or really just softer. That's good, He's got a big canter. Just make sure you soften the rein when you can. When you get stuck. Good. That's good. Just make sure you can lighten that rein when he softens. Even if it's just little tiny millimeters. All right, let's go the other way. And just always thinking about that hind leg connection up all the way up to their ears. The horse has 3 engines: the hind end, the shoulders, because a lot of horses can pull, but they also have their back, and that's the really important part that you want to get connected. So by using these exercises, you're helping build those back muscles. It's okay. Go. You almost had it. Here you go. Just commit to it. If it's wrong, he makes a mistake, that's no big deal. So on this guy, let's, reorganize a little. Even if you want to, I don't know if he does canter from the walk, you're welcome to. Yeah, and just a little bit softer in the bridle if you can. And the big thing is, just because we're going to the faster gait doesn't mean it has to be super fast. That's better. If you need a circle or anything, just take it. And once you get it where it feels a little softer in your hand, you feel like you can kind of adjust it, that's when you would want to push the haunches in. I wouldn't do it if he's not in that spot. Yeah, good. Good. And just make transitions before he loses his cadence. Especially like, a big young horse like he is, he's 4, right? Yeah. So let him they get lose control of their legs for a minute, regroup, reorganize, and practice it in good repetition, even if you do it less, Good. All these horses have nice canters. But the big takeaway with the canter, with the lateral work, is just finding that, and it's really hard to explain, it's a feeling of creating that ability to move that horse around to whatever their skill level is at this point. And that's what will improve the canter and make it a little more lofty and have more jump, and be a little more clear like your knees. So, do you have any questions? Yeah, they're all really lovely. Hi. Let's see. Okay, so let's just give a quick walk break. Let's do a quick walk break. And then I really would I always, when there's this many riders, I usually do private lessons. So it's
little bit different, but it's a nice way to just kind of end after they have a break, end in a nice trot, not doing lateral work unless you need it, just see how they feel. Ideally, my typical rides or whatever, my warm-up is, you go around both directions, walk, trot, and then I go into the lateral work right away, whatever that horse's lateral work is. So, once it's a more trained horse, I do like 4 shoulder ins each way, 4 punches in each way, and then half passes or leg heels, and that's my warm-up. And then I go to the canter, work whatever work I want to do. And then I always like to go back to the trot at the end, and we can let them all just walk around, it's very hot. And just check in with their body. Did the lateral work help? Do they feel a little more connected? Do you have a little more control over their weak side versus their strong side, which every horse has? And you just kind of, as trainers or riders, you make mental notes of what worked and what didn't that day. And then the next day you come out, you do the same thing, and over time, they get better and better. So I just think it would be good too, just because these horses are all in the sale, for them to kind of go around and trot at the end and let everybody take a good look at it again. And I don't have a book to know all their names, but I like them all, but I really like Kathy's horse, and I picked that one too. And it's like, I think you guys should make a Haflinger drill team.
Did the on the Rolando horse you just said you liked? He surprised him first with tremendous power. He's almost overwhelming without any training. You just bring him in, and he always has been a powerhouse. That's my son's horse.
Yeah.
I worked him. I used him in the heavy wagon with a collar and draft power. He goes through a little bit sawdust.
Yeah.
But he's a powerful horse. I hope he goes to somebody that has a lot of work for a horse.
Yeah.
He can do a lot of work, but he also needs a lot of work. Almost the opposite of the 3-year-old following him, left Dennis's other horse. That's a 3-year-old that just wants to please. It doesn't matter what you do. The Kathy's horse, tremendous amount of class. We won number 36.
Yeah.
Very, very classy. You actually got the 4-year-old horse here. That's Deborah Daniels' horse, lot number 32. And then the lot number 1 that Eva Marie's riding, he is just broke. And we were younger here, he always brings you an exceptionally broke horse. So have a look at him while they're in here. Quite an opportunity to see sale horses.
When he does that little hop, just leg heel out, like just give him just soften on that inside green. I think he's just guessing. We've done so much movement in the left and right, and he's just guessing what's the next thing that you want. It's a nice way of moving for sure. They all do. And then you guys can change direction and just kind of cool them out the other way. But again, over time, when you're doing these exercises, adding these into your repertoire, they should, strengthen and supple and improve the horse. And they're really basic. I know a lot of dressage people like to overcomplicate things, but it's not. It's just good riding forward, connection, and being mindful of riding from behind and forward, right? Good. All right. So if no one has any questions, that's pretty much it. I still vote for Haflinger and our team.
Yeah, if anybody in the crowd in the seats, if you have any questions about what they did or about what she was telling them, or what they, if you had a question about a horse you had, or if you have a question about one of the sales horses, feel free to ask. We've got a few minutes here yet before they were planning on starting okay, have a look here. The sale preview. They're calling for the sale preview to start at 2 o'clock. So we've got an hour to kill in after this and go to the restroom. And over here to my left in this same building, we've got the cream stick guy. I didn't know if he was going to come back or not, and he was taken off for 5 years, but by golly, he's back. And his cream sticks are still good. You can get a coffee too. And also the Fairgrounds restaurant out here, it is open.
Do like a bigger circle, but actually when it's in, spiral in on the small circle, get the shoulder up, move back out. So build off what you normally do. And just so you guys know, he was asking his shoulder ends, if his neck of this horse was in too much. And I said a couple times, yes, but this is a new exercise for this horse, so you don't want it to just be a neck in. He actually did get the shoulder in, but you have to build the ability to then straighten the neck without losing the shoulder. So that was my answer. It's just like move the shoulders. Okay, yes, the neck is a little too bent. If I straighten the neck, do I lose the shoulder? It's too early. And then from there, every day try to get that straighter and straighter. You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Thanks again, everyone.
Yeah, thanks to you and Andrea Mio. Thanks for the time you spent with the horses. I think I'm going to get off the microphone. Is there anything else to announce? I'm looking at a 2 o'clock preview. Okay, listen up. I'm not sure how much I'm turned on out of the barns. But if you're listening, what we're looking at for the preview, if you want to show your horse being bitten and driven, what we're planning on doing is going with the riding first. So we're going with the riding, and also some of the young stock. There's a couple of yearlings in hand at the same time. And we're planning on the riding and the in hand stick to the numerical order. So then after we get through them, we should have plenty of time. We should be fine. But after we get through the riding and a few being led, we'll go back and then you can bring them in being driven in whatever vehicle I know you guys have got plans. Some of you will be going out and harnessing a different team or a different animal. That will be the same vehicle. If you can't make the exact numerical order, we can get it done. But bring them in as close to numerical order as possible. It might help. I think this is going to be live streamed. If we can stick to our numbers and just stick to that numerical order, that would be the best. I think it would get you the best showing for your horse that we could do today.